Now, if you want to know why Lululuvely is called the Kraber Queen, watch this.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to. Okay, do the flick. Yes! Right when he went for the pad. Oh my god.
Sponsored by Hot Pockets. Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking our 5 rules series, and I know it's been a minute. I've been away, guys. I had some personal and some professional things. I've been out of town. I've been doing a lot of stuff, but we were back with the series focusing on one of our more requested influencers, content creators, and high-level Apex Legends gamers. That is Lululuvely. Lululuvely is known colloquially throughout the scene as the Kraber Queen, and she's amassed over 722,000 subscribers on YouTube in less than 2 years of videos. And we're going to also look at the fact that she's amassed over 1.1 million followers on Twitch. She's got over 291,000 followers on Twitter, and she's got over 361,000 followers on Instagram. So she's done an amazing job building her brand with one of the best and biggest orgs in the game, NRG. I'm a Gen G guy, but you know, I love me some NRG. And the funny thing about it is I actually met and know Lulu in person. I've hung out with her, but I've also worked with her. And Lulu and I, on the very first Apex Legends series, global series show that was in a live show, Lulu was right there.
Alongside some great minds and individuals in the Apex Legends scene. We got Bravo, the voice of Apex, Lulu, the rager of Apex. I'm just kidding. The greatest streamer in Apex, and of course, Raynday himself. How y'all doing today?
Great. I mean, I am excited to be here, but I'm even more excited to see this gameplay.
You and I both. It is the first online qualifier in North America that we'll be breaking down today. There's been a lot of great action in Europe, in Asia Pacific, and of course, North America is the last one we'll see. Raynday, it's been a long road. What has stuck out to you the most?
What stuck out is I didn't get an actual name. He got the voice. She got the rager.
There was no title.
Called me myself.
Would you rather be a rager, or would you rather
figure out what he's implying by that? And
Come on, John.
I'm going to answer your question. North America.
So anyways, we had a great time. I was actually also able to meet Lulu at a capture event for Season 3 of Apex Legends. Her and Tanner, we went out actually to a fun little bar, had a good time. Lulu is a great person, and she was focused on her grind then. She's focused on her grind now. She's earned everything that she's gotten. And one of the things that's been one of the frustrating points why I took this a little bit later and wanted to get this right is because a lot of people have a hard time giving Lulu and her play credit. A lot of people look at these numbers, and I'm sorry, this comes from a lot of jealousy. It comes from a lot of upset, but it really goes to say Lulu doesn't play in a way where I can learn anything from her. And today's video, guys, is going to prove you wrong. Lulu has some incredible tenets. I've played with her. I've played against her. I have watched her as she streamed and built this career. She has a lot of tenets you can learn from as an Apex Legends player, and we are going to kick it off with the first one here that you guys are going to know as we watch this video on her playing Caustic, a defensive legend. She is a hip fire queen. Not only just the Kraber queen, but hip fire. Now, hip firing with a wingman and Kraber, you'll watch her play. She has a unique play style where she uses really not a lot of aim down sights most of the time. There's a tactical value of this, though, and when you learn to hip fire, it helps your movement. It gives you more options to re-engage and disengage in Apex, and you stay in a more powerful stance and a less vulnerable stance. And I want to show you why that is to breaking down this simple thing that most people do not know about weapons in Apex Legends. Watch this clip right now, and I will show you that when you're ADSing, you have a different speed for each weapon. I mention this often, but as you're watching these clips, you're seeing how fast a weapon will move you from one side of the training range to the next when you're aiming down sights. Because pistols, SMGs, shotguns, ARs, LMGs, and snipers all have different multipliers for how much they take away your natural movement speed. And another way of saying this, how much do they slow you versus where you'd normally be walking if you weren't aiming down sights. The thing about this is that when you're using pistols and we're using, SMGs, it's less. But when you're using shotguns or snipers or big weapons like the Spitfire, it's much more aggressive. And so learning to hip fire with these things or change up your hip fire helps you to increase your movement. It helps you to be harder to hit for enemies. And it also helps you to mitigate these basic facts of Apex Legends as a game. And most people just don't know this. They think I aim down sights and it is what it is. No, different weapons have different penalties. And learning learning how to hip fire, keep that a part of your game, is going to help you be more maneuverable with any weapon that you play, especially if you like to use the Spitfires. You like to use some of these bigger weapons. So we'll get into that more. I have a video on ranking the best weapons in Apex Legends coming out soon, so make sure to subscribe and like for all that information. And, you know, watch this if you want some more memes. See Apex a year ago. All right, let's get into this one, though. There's a lot of good tips. I want to watch this play. Basically, she gets caught here, so watch this. She gets caught. Her teammates go down. And she's got to go fight. Pay attention to this. Did you catch it? Now, that may seem very simple, but what I want you guys to know is to watch how this started. Look at when this gas canister is thrown. She hasn't taken a fight yet. She hasn't taken a shot, but the gas canister is thrown right here and right here. What is she doing? A lot of people look at those. She's basically saying that once I get this down, I'm going to have someone on the team who obviously is a part of the enemy that's taking down both of my teammates, getting close to taking down both of my teammates, going to push me. And so I'm planning ahead, and this is where I think you guys can improve. This is our rule number 2 that Lulu does really well. Don't just consider yourself, I'm going to like make this a little small. Don't just consider doing damage or taking people out. At higher levels, everyone's trying to outthink the other, and it's what you need to practice. Remember, it's a meta game, so not only do I know what you're going to do, but you think you know what I'm going to do, so therefore you might change what you're about to do, knowing that it might fall into the traditional trap. So how many layers deep can you start thinking? That's going to make you a better player. She's using caustic barrels, not for the fight now, but for the next fight that she has to take. Lulu's smart, she's efficient, and she understands how to win fights. It's not the way that we've seen Asu or Timmy or even Hal play, but it is efficient and it's intelligent, and you'll see that right here. Lasers this shot. And then look, the gas canister uses angles really well. We'll get into that. And then is able to go ahead and finish it off. Now let's keep moving here. She got some teammates dying. This is a good video, guys. Some crazy caustic situations that occur here.
There, four teams. 4 teams were there. 4 teams.
Oh, it's good to be back. I missed you guys. Make sure you're leaving a like on the video. I'd love to see 50%
but that would be throwing the game.
Of you watching if you're here hanging out. Takes a long time to put these videos together. I'm telling you, it takes a while, but I'm always excited when they do come out. There's so much value, and there's a lot of fun watching all these streamers here.
No way!
I love the e-girl bathwater as well. That's funny.
Oh, they're fighting. This is great. This is good. 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 This is good.
Now, there's some unique stuff that Lulu's doing here with caustic that I think is really important for everyone to watch, but I think there's also something just really good in her own play. And I want to see if you guys can spot it. Because you're going to see maybe 2 of our next rules all encompassed here in this moment. Notice the hip fire. Devotion. Those big weapons, they get the worst hip fire penalty. They slow you down the most, make you an easy target.
No way, dude. Shit.
Notice this, too. Notice this. It's a real small thing. All hip fire.
No.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. One time we see an ADS. And You're starting to see it, but are you seeing something else, though? I really want to see if you're seeing something else.
This whole squad has been dealt with.
Shoot. Uh-oh, still fighting. When will it end?
You're joking, dude. I need a weapon swap, but I literally can't even get a weapon swap off.
Shh. Nothing in there. She can go for a sniper, but that's not going to help. Flatline, she's good. It's just a lot happening. Woo, good shots. Efficient. Ooh. Gets the R9 swap now. Things could start to happen. 5 squads left. This isn't Diamond lobbies here. Diamond 4. But she's essentially playing solo. This is home, huh? This is home. Oh! It went into the void. Or it actually took the portal, maybe.
I'm inside the ring. Satisfactory. Trap is set. Data soon to follow. Recharging shields.
You're joking.
This is insane. 4 squads left, 67 RP. Like, it's working. Really, really good. Holding ground.
Shields are recharging.
Woo! Are you serious? Are you serious? Somehow that worked out. Oh my god, I cannot wait to break this. There's so much to break down here, and I hope you guys are picking up on it. I hope you're catching it, because you could take these things and be better immediately. This is a tough one. This is basically how the game ends. She's trying to get the respawn off.
In the equation.
Literally 2 squads.
This is 100% death. I don't think there's no way I'm gonna win this one.
Oh, there. Woo! Good shot. She's cracked. Hits her own caustic barrel. Good value. Easy. Woohoo! She just can't get. Oh! It's a 1v1. Oh, wow. Can the clutch out? Oh, no. The bat got off. Good. Did you catch it? It's one of those things. It's one of the rules. One of the tips. It's really good at it. Notice there's not a lot of fanciness here. Not a lot of fancy movement. Misses the caustical. Ooh.
I still see it.
He was going for the res, though. Uh-oh. This is going to hurt.
I still see it.
Gets in there. Gun still out. No way!
Oh.
Can you believe it? Can you?
Sweating.
Yeah. I'd be sweating too. I'd be sweating too. Plus, you got a sweatshirt on. You know, it's making it a little hot. All right, so there's so much good stuff there that I want to break down. And one of the main things is that you're gonna see that she plays around patience. Patience is a virtue, guys, for a reason. She is patient in finding the right moment to go in for the kill, the moment of weakness. And I think us recognizing as players where that exact moment of weakness is something that we don't often give ourselves time to find, essentially because we're not playing patient enough. If you're being super aggressive, like you could see sometimes Lulu, other players behaving, I think we've looked at Timmy and Fade and Hal, and there is a level of aggressiveness that they bring to the table. They see something, then they go for it, and they ego challenge, and they push. And Lulu, maybe because of the situation, maybe because of the character, is taking challenges that come at her. And so what she's making is the situation that she's taking a fight in is much more favorable to her because they're having to give up their safety. They're having to risk to get involved with her. And she is doing everything she needs to do to know that she's making predictable sight lines for them. And it's really another thing that I think she does really well. And this is one that I want to bring up that a lot of people have a hard time doing. And I don't know what it is. I don't know whether I have a lot of guys who watch me. And so it's difficult for them to have maybe a more slower approach. Maybe there's a little bit more aggressiveness in general with the way I like to play, the way I know some of my guy friends like to play. But surviving so long that people decide other objectives are maybe more worthwhile or they can deal with you later is huge. Remember, if you're in the woods and a bear shows up and you're with a bunch of friends, let's say a bunch of enemies, okay? A bunch of enemies kidnap you in the woods because you don't want to do this with friends. And there's a bear. Bear starts chasing all of you. Do you have to be faster than the bear? No. You just got to be faster than the last guy running away from the bear. And so what you need to understand is that there's a value in not only caustic, but how Lulu is playing, managing her risk well, and in many ways being more conservative. I think she's not wildly pushing or ego challenging, and she's really getting herself almost guaranteed spots to win. I want you to notice here, look at a lot of the angles these guys are trying to play against her while she's keeping it very, very conservative. They're trying to climb to heights, and so she's staying mobile. She keeps her caustic ultimate in hand to play defensively. Hey, how many of y'all would have been throwing that caustic ultimate, right? And I think that's another thing. You look at it here in this situation, and there's another moment inside where she's forced a caustic ult right here, where she actually gets pushed, I believe, right here. So she gets pushed, right? And it gets to be very, very aggressive. And notice, the ult is because you're in my space. And now I can win this fight. A lot of people get aggressive with these things. And so what it ends up doing is they miss. And they now have to be offensive in order to capitalize on it. And then that capitalization, because you now have to risk, means your ult isn't as worth it because now you're putting yourself in harm's way. And the way she just stays on height, the way she's clinical and efficient, really great conservative play. And this is another rule that Lulu goes by. And I want to show you one other clip that's really going to elucidate this because it's insane and it's in this video. She's got really great conservative play. She allows players to make mistakes, then seizes upon them in a way because she's such a efficient and effective player. She uses angles and height well also, guys. Let me tell you, if you want to go to Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, here we go, typewriter. CS, go. I know you guys love the typewriter sound a little bit. Give you a little typewriter in there. It's going to allow you to transition to AAA FPS games a lot easier. Anything that you guys play outside of Apex for the rest of your life, if you play it utilizing a lot of the angles that you're going to see Lulu using, like even here in this final shot, in this final moment, the way that she handled this fight was great because she notices, look, here's where the enemy is coming from, right? And now she's going to get a shot off here, but look at where she is. Look at her body. Essentially, once that shot's done, she's out, and there's no angle for her to get shot at. And this really forces that player to run into this area and then be aggressive. But what does that do? That puts that player in no man's land. And so now Lulu's going to have an easy reload. You should always reload behind cover, by the way. Never reload outside. Because then that just means you're vulnerable. Shoots this, so what she does is she makes a plan for maybe the second option, meaning that player cannot run around here, otherwise they'll get gas. Remember, planning, making a plan for not your first fight, your second fight, outthinking your opponents. These are crucial things to be doing that Lulu does really well. Stays in the hip fire. Why? A lot harder to hit her. She's got that faster movement speed, but also just loves the hip fire in general. And now she's got a nice angle, wants to be a little bit more accurate from range. It's a beautiful laser, but where does she go? Right behind cover again. This is just basic right here, and hits another laser. And now you'll see setting up angles, being conservative, how many of us might just have jumped in, tried to slide hop, and go over to chase that last player, knowing it's the final player? This is, again, still as conservative as ever, playing angles here, playing angles there, and you'll notice how she uses height really nicely. It's not even a question. Immediately using height. And gets the reload off so she can get back to being offensive. Really great stuff by Lulu. And I think there's just a lot to learn from in general around the way that she coordinates herself and the way that she orients how she wants to play. I hate to replay that one because, you know, you wish you had that one back. But again, every time she's going into an engagement, let's just look at this trade, guys. A lot of people don't understand what I mean by saying in Apex Legends, Apex Legends is not about hitting your enemy. It is about not getting hit. If you do more damage to them than they do to you, you've won that fight, even if it's 20 damage and they've done none. So the idea is the more that you can scale that number, you could do 80, they could do 20, you could do 120, they can do maybe, you know, 25, 30 to you. That's going to be better. So your primary focus needs to be, I'm not just standing there getting laser, because then I'm useful to no one, not myself or my team. And she goes in here, hip firing, helping her to stay mobile. Right, left and right, closes the door yet again. How much damage does she do? Maybe, what, 85 to him? Something like that? Very, very, yeah, really strong trade. 85 damage to him and only takes 25 damage herself. So this is one of those things that I want to say. I also need to show this final moment here, because what you'll see, everything that I just talked about Lulu comes into play in this one moment in Bunker, and it is pretty wild, I will say.
Don't worry, I'll clear out everything. That's a good decoy.
Spotted. Double timing it. Warning.
She got bamboozled. Arcstar delivered.
We're inside the ring. Got the positional advantage.
Do they have a Jin?
Absolute laser.
Why, dude?
We have lost one.
Notice, no ult. That would have been an offensive moment to ult, but the way Lulu is playing, and especially with caustic,
Let's get to the LZ.
it's not important here. But she's going to try to go in. It's a good shield battery, but still, it's a tough angle to play. Caustic typically loves and lives in Bunker.
Beware. I've added a variable.
Give my shields a recharge.
And there's
I guess I should have pushed.
there's a final tip I want to say, guys. There's a final tip I need to say, and you're going to see it here. I want you to see if you could spot what it's going to be, because this might be the most important thing to actually improve your gameplay, to actually get the results you want and to actually win. And I'm not capping. I really think that we need to hear this. Look at how she uses the ult, again, defensively, waits for the push. Now he guarantees that the damage is coming in. A nice door swap as well. Hit fire, 130 to the dome. That's Lulu again, doing exactly what she needs to do to stay alive. The gas canisters are firing, and she meets her fellow Caustic, who finds himself in a pretty toxic situation, maybe a toxic relationship. Might want to get out of that or get some counseling, buddy. I don't know, but Lulu seems pretty happy with the relationship that she's got going on in this bunker, in this building. 7 squads left. And she's still in a good position. And remember, there's still rules. There's still information to be coming out here. So stay tuned. If you've enjoyed this and you maybe haven't gotten as hyped as you'd like to be in a Raynday video, let's get hyped right now. Leave a like on the video and make sure that you're staying tuned, because we are putting out more and more of these rules videos, tips videos, and weapon videos later on in this week of the channel. I got Hamilton tomorrow, though. I'm going to see Hamilton tomorrow, so, you know, I don't know about tomorrow, but the rest of the week, 100%. It's going down. Shield battery as well. She's still holding these angles. Look at this. This is one of the best things you can do. There's been no extension of her value other than what she knows she's going to get, and it gets a thermite hitting 2, burning 2. Now she's going to poke. Is she still playing angles? Absolutely. And she's still setting up for the next fight, the next potential. Most people don't think this far ahead. Most people risk too much and end up paying the ultimate price, which is your life. And Lulu seems content to survive. And sometimes survival in a game of life and death is really the only prize you need. 5 squads left, 7 kills to her name. Still in Bunker, holding it down like the Caustic main can be. And we talked about being the last one. The last one behind your friends running from a bear, behind your enemies running from a bear. And what is Lulu doing right here? She's kind of just being above that last friend. Yes, this is a building everyone wants to go. but she's not out there being the focus, being the ire of anyone unless they want to push her, and then she's holding her own. She's got an emergency fund that she's not using for Gucci bags or Louis Vuitton jackets. She's just literally waiting for an emergency, and she's got more than enough to deal with it. Even a Gibraltar comes in with the shield and says, wait, maybe let me deal with that one a little bit later. Into the void from the Wraith. The Wraith goes down as well. Remember, no one wants to push the caustic, and sometimes just not making a big deal or more than people are making it for you is enough. It hits the wingman. It fire as well. The absolute beam from Lulu is enough to almost seal the deal. The Mastiff's coming in, and she finally goes down. But that's a top three. And that's a play that most of us would have a hard time making. And you know why, guys? Here's the thing. Don't get jealous about Lulu. Don't act like she didn't deserve any of this. She is a great player, and I hope she sees it. I hope her community knows that I and Raynday Gaming and the crew loves what Lulu is doing, and we're excited to see her grow and keep doing big things. But what most people don't want to do, what Lulu did right here, and this is my final rule, sometimes, you know, you don't want to play safe and wait. Sometimes you want life to come at you faster than it is, and you want to go for things. You want to make it happen, and sometimes that's when you make the biggest mistakes. Not just in the game, but in life, man. When you rush stuff that's not ready, that you're not ready for, that wouldn't benefit you, thinking you deserve it or should happen, sometimes things don't work out the best way. So I think a lot of us truly could play a lot better and more like Lulu and let things come to us, take fights, work on our aim, make people push us in ways that aren't successful to them because we're not going outside of our own potential limits or our potential boundaries that we've got as players yet. We're letting people walk into where we feel comfortable. And if you do that, you could continue to expand your own comfort zone, expand your own abilities, and I think you can get a lot more success like we're seeing Lulu get in your games and not just watch these streamers doing these things. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Never give up, never stop gaming. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you all next time.